Hello, and welcome. My name is MiniBetrayal, and this is Factorio Megabase, where we are currently looking at last episode's work, making lots of rails per second, about 120 per second, I think, on the path to making production science 1000 per minute. So today we are moving on from the rails to the furnaces and the productivity modules. I've already done a little bit of work. I found this oil deposit here, which is actually not too far away from what we were just looking at. We also need a little bit of more stone actually, and also some copper, iron, and coal. So there's a little bit more stone over there, as well as plenty of iron, plenty of copper, and some coal. Or I might just use this one. We don't need a lot of coal. Okay, so I've split things up a little bit. So we need to make about 4 furnaces per second and about 4 productivity modules, 1 per second. For that, we need to make about 50 green circuits a second, which some of which will become about 40 red circuits per second. We need to turn 138 iron ore all the way through into steel, and we also need slightly more than 45 iron per second, which is kind of annoying. The blue belt's carrying 45 into plates for mostly circuits, I think. So that's what we've got to work with. So I've already hooked this up. We've got 2000 oil per second coming out of that. That's fine. Let's see, what shall we do first? Let's go see how much iron we've got. Okay, so this one here, this is the closer of the 2 deposits. We've got 298 miners, which, not including productivity bonuses, would give us 149 iron per second. I'm happy for all of this to become steel. How many lines do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, this line at the back can easily be merged with this one on the other side. Let me do a little bit of clearing up. Okay, so by moving that, or those 3 miners, which have basically nothing in them anyway, around to the other side, that gives us 8 lines, which I've balanced and then merged down to 4, because we need less than 4 belts. So that's fine. Then if I grab, actually one of these should do fine. This will make, so this one here gives us a fully compressed belt of iron plates, and this one here turns that into steel. Is that enough, or do I have to be a bit more careful about this? Okay, the numbers happen to work out such that I can indeed just copy this 4 times. Okay, so I've only got the belts on me at the moment, but that will go something a little like that. This one will go something a little like that. And the same on t'other side. Okay, I calculate this to be about 43-ish steel per second, which will certainly fit on 1 belt, so that is a belt of steel coming out the other end. Okay, so now I just need to, finish building it. Okay, that should be the last little bit there. I just need a power pole there that will connect the mine to the smelter. And yeah, that gives me all of the steel I need for furnaces. I also need some stone brick for furnaces. So I need to go back to the train and pick up a few more miners. And one day I'll learn where things are in this train. That'll do. I don't actually need that many. Let's also get a few more power poles and more belts. Now, I could pinch some of the stone off the stone that's going towards the rails, but I don't ever so trust... well, it's not so much I don't trust myself, so much as I don't remember how much I had spare. Let's move the Octatron out of the way. And, yeah, so here I need a grand total of 40 bricks per second. Which comes from 66 stone per second. So, yeah, I'm just going to mash this down. A little something like that. Now, each one of these... Actually, it doesn't really matter, because I know I only need well, less than 40 bricks per second. So if I just merge that all onto one output belt, there is my bricks for furnaces. Right. Now, everything else is circuits. We've got green circuits, we've got red circuits. The red circuits, well, both of them are used to make the productivity modules, and then the reds, or some red circuits, go in also to make the furnaces. Red circuits themselves require green circuits. So, I didn't count up how much copper I need. Let me do that. Actually, yes I did. I need 82 copper. So let's see if we can go and compress a couple of belts of copper ore coming in. We'll also hook up those really again. There we go. Now they're hooked up. Right, where's the copper? Copper is... we should be able to get 2 belts from that deposit. Let's plug that in there. And, oh, I'm missing a few things. Okay, I will go and grab said things and, yeah, and then move on from there. Okay, so looking through my notes, all of this copper wants to be turned into copper cable. Actually, I need to double check something else. Bear with me. Okay, this might not work, because this will give us 2 compressed belts of copper. I actually need 99 copper per second. Yeah, so this is not going to do the job. Bear with me, I'll come up with another idea. Okay, I think I have a solution. So this system here will more than compress a belt full of copper cable. Adding up all the copper cable I need... well, I can add it all up. Alternatively, I essentially need 2 bits that make red circuits, each of which use actually the same amount of copper cables, about 2.6 blue belts worth of copper cables, plus a little bit that only goes into making green circuits. So, each of, like, those belts use less than... Well, as I said, 2.6, round that up to 3, and the bit that goes towards making just green circuits uses less than 1, so round that up to 1. 2 lots of 3 plus 1 is 7, and taking that all together, it uses less copper than this puts out. So I think I just need 7 of these. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this will give me 7 compressed belts of copper cable, which is more than I need. Okay, so there's our 7 belts and the 2 groups of 3 and the 1. Right, I think next I should work on some green circuits. So, let's see. Okay, the 2 modules that are making red circuits, one for the furnaces, one for the productivity modules, they each need 28.345 circuits per second. Now this module here, when powered, this will run at a crafting speed of 5.5. So it's making 1 circuit in half a second, or 2 circuits per second, multiplied by the productivity of 1.4, multiplied by the crafting speed of 5.5, is 15.4. So we need 2 of these machines. Okay, so I think this will work. If I put iron in on there, and copper in on both of those, because all of this together, or cable rather, all of this together will actually use 60.7 something cable, and then 20.2 iron plates. I think this will make all of the green circuits we need for one of the red circuit modules. So if I put that, we'll put one there and one. I should really just put these next to each other. And then feed copper cable in there and there. Copper cable in there and there. Okay, I do need to go and get some of the iron. But that shouldn't be too tricky. I haven't actually got iron for just iron yet. Okay, well, we've got another iron deposit down here. Okay, so this will give me 2 compressed belts of just iron plates, which will then take over towards the green circuit production. Which will then get turned into green circuits. Oh, I'm missing some stack inserters as well, by the looks of it. Okay, the green circuits that are just going towards productivity modules, we need only 20 of them. Ish. So that's less than a full belt of copper cable and the remaining iron. So that's where the iron is. So I can feed the iron in just down there, like that. And in fact, I can just tidy this up a bit, really. Okay, that should do the job there. And then I think we only need... We actually only need one of these machines. No, we do need 2, so I will... Yeah. I'll feed in those 2 belts, which is the remains from those 4 belts. I think... Is that going to be enough or too much? Might be too much, actually. Okay, it is too much for this, but it's not so much that I don't have enough copper cable left over for just the red circuits. So that is all fine, and I'm going to... Yeah, I don't know how necessary that is, but it can't hurt. Right, so we've got 3 belts of copper cable left over. And 2 of these will go towards making red circuits. Of course, red circuits also require plastic. So we need to actually do something with this oil now. So we need... how much plastic do we actually need? So each of the 2 red circuit modules we need require 28.34 plastic, which in turn will require 11 coal, and assuming 11 coal and 218 petrol. So we've got 218.036 times 2, so we need 436.072 petrol in total. If we do just basic cracking to avoid, or basic processing to avoid cracking, that will mean we need the 745 crude oil. That should do. Let me go get some pipes. Okay, a little bit of numbering later, and I think I need 5 machines making plastic, so I've come up with that as a solution. Now, into that we need to feed 21.804 coal. Where was the nearest coal? Probably that one is a little bit easier, so let's go and grab a little bit of that. Alright, so that's the coal plugged in. We've got the oil, so that's the plastic. Yeah, we've got the plastic, we've got the cable, we've got the green circuits. Yeah, now I just need to get the plastic up here where we can make some red circuits. So each module needs to make 20 red circuits, approximately. I think this is good. Let me figure out where I want to put it. Okay, I think that was the last thing I need to do to hook in the red circuit production. So we've got the cable coming in from the cable factory, the green circuit coming in from the green circuit modules there, one feeding into each of them. The plastic coming from down here, a little bit of a rejig because I realized I need actually 2 belts to have the necessary output speed. That's the coal going into down there. Okay, so we've got 2 belts of red circuits, each carrying about 20 per second. Now, I could mix those together, but I don't actually want to, because one belt goes towards productivity modules. So we've got 20 red circuits there, and 20 green circuits there. That will go towards making some productivity modules. About 4 of them. Then we've got 20 red circuits there. We have about 40 steel. I might actually turn these around so the output belt is on the other side. But yeah, about 40 steel here. And where's my notes? Where's my notes? Yeah, about 40 bricks as well. And if we look at the recipe for, if I can find it, one of these, yes, we need twice as much steel and stone as advanced circuits. That's not my bricks. These are my bricks. So electric furnaces are not intermediate products, so they can't be, well, productivity'd. But using, oh, I deleted it, I didn't actually, I had a thing just now, and I think I've lost it. Okay, but essentially using this kind of setup, but with speed modules, we get a crafting speed of 8.25. I can't remember what it is now. God damn it, let me check. I checked, it's 8.75. The furnace is made in 5 seconds ordinarily, so 5 or 0.2 per second. If we multiply that by 8.75, each machine will make 1.75 stone electric furnaces per second. We divide our target of 3.969 by that, and we need 3 machines. Ooh. Now I'm wondering if it might be possible to get away with just 2 machines if I'd use a different setup. So someone in the comments was asking me why I don't do this kind of thing. Well, let's do it. So I've got one of those there, and we'll put beacons all the way around it, and that gives it a crafting speed of 11.25. Okay, so if we take our 0.2 per second, multiply that by 11.25, 2 machines is easily enough. Now the question is, at a crafting speed of 11.25, is it going to be... So it's making 2.25 per second, so I need to get 20 steel plates per second into this. Actually 22.5. Which is half a blue belt. Okay, so a little bit of movement around. Let's have the steel come in there. Oh no, actually that's the brick, isn't it? Where's the steel? Steel is still down here. That makes us furnaces. Makes us about, well, in theory, if these machines were being fully supplied, this would make 4.5 per second. It won't quite do that, I don't think. But it will make enough for our purposes. Now, I also need to make 3.969 productivity modules per second. Excellent. And then, all we need to do is actually make the production science. We've got the rails, we've got the furnaces, we've got the productivity modules. Okay, I do think everything is now connected. Of course, it's all entirely unpowered at the moment, but I made a switch. So let's turn that on. So everything should start working. Let's go double check. Okay, that's easily done. Did I not put a radar in here? I could have sworn I put radars down. Okay, so we're starting to see materials come through now. Whoa, what's happening there? Oh, that's going the wrong way. Okay, we're starting to get some production science. Haven't really seen much in the way of productivity modules. Okay, no, they're starting to come now. Yeah, we're dealing with some quite big numbers here, so it will take a long time for things to back up. Once all 10 of these start working, we can start counting and see how long it takes us to get 1,000. Okay, so that 10th one at the end is just switched on, but it's just switched off again, so it's not running full time yet. Okay, I think now might be a good time to start counting. Okay. So, I will start the timer once this stack fills, and I'll time how long it takes to make 5 stacks, or 1,000 science. Ready? Here we go. Alright, so I timed a few different ones there, and we're not quite reaching a minute. The first one was interrupted by an autosave, and then we had a minute 11, a minute 13, and a minute 16. So I'm going to do a little bit of testing. Low power. That could explain it. Okay, so that took somewhat longer than anticipated or hoped or something, but we now have another module up and coming, so the power is 4.6 gigawatts now. So, whoops. Oh no, that is fine. So yes, I went home to help out a little bit, but let's come back here and we will do another test, now hopefully this time at full power, and see if we can get our 1,000 science in a minute. Okay, 7, 8, 9, go! Okay, so that was 1 minute 19.66. So looking at, let's put these back so things keep working while I'm not there. Yeah, I think it's an issue with the rails because, as you can see, there's plenty of furnaces and modules here, but these aren't running full time. Yeah, they don't have enough rails. Okay, so this is part of the reason why I don't necessarily trust inserters, or I don't trust the throughput of inserters. With what I've done with the belts here, these only ever have resources on one side, and that is allowing them to keep up with demand. This one is having to, this inserter here is having to swap back and forth between the two sides, and that is making it slower. So it's waiting on stone. If I put a belt there, I think that will fix that issue. Yeah, much better. Okay, so what I need to do, so half of these are easy to fix. Just by doing that. Okay, so by slightly adjusting things so that these inserters are only ever pulling from just one side of a belt, I think that's resolved the tracks issue, and it looks like all of these purple machines are working full time now. Shall we do another test? Okay. 9, go. Okay, so not quite a minute. I did 3 trials there. Each time it was 1 minute and 2.5 seconds. So maybe I miscalculated something somewhere along the line. I don't know. What I think I will do though, if I stick another module there, now that will definitely make 1,000 per minute. Marvelous. Okay, so yeah, it's surprising how much difference the inserter throughput can make. So you really need to be careful when looking at things like that. It's big difference in time depending whether or not the inserter is picking up from one or both sides of the belt. But anyway, yes, so I've been aiming for 20-minute episodes recently. I have just finished 3.5 hours of recording, so I guess we'll see how this editing job goes. Next episode we will move on with the start of utility science, which is also a lot of work to do. I'll probably try and split that into 3 or maybe even 4 episodes. In the meantime, though, I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again soon.